Welcome to my Send Disability channel. I'm going to talk about EHCPs. EHCP stands for Educational Healthcare Plan, and that's what they're called in the United Kingdom. They have them in other countries with slightly different names, sometimes called IEPs. I'm going to specifically talk about the UK's EHCP. So EHCP is an educational healthcare plan. It's a legally binding document, and you may want one or need one, should I say, if your child has additional needs, or if they're struggling at school, or if you suspect they might have a disability, or you might even have a diagnosis. You don't need to have a diagnosis to have an EHCP plan. You don't need permission. You can actually phone or preferably write to the council, the local authority or council directly, and ask for an EHCP statutory assessment. They have to do that if you ask them. They really do. That's what I had to do in the end because I was being blocked at every turn. And then they have to basically send you the information, the EHCP, and they have to take a maximum, I think it's of 6 weeks to send out that EHCP. If they say that they won't send you an EHCP, which is unlikely, but if they do, then you can appeal it. And then once you've received it, and you probably will, especially I had to go back twice, I got it in the end, you have a time limit of 16 weeks to fill out the information within the EHCP form, and you'll need to probably gather evidence from teachers, health professionals, whoever you got on board already, health visitors, GPs, you might have a speech therapist or paediatrician already on board, but whoever you've already got on board to give further information. That could also be a nursery SENCO or an area SENCO. SENCO stands for Special Educational Needs Coordinator. So when you get the EHCP back for the first time, it's probably going to be fairly vague, not very specific. It's a legal document. You can amend it yourself. You can edit it. So demand specifics. If something looks too vague, then amend it and then send it back. If you're looking to get into a school and they give you the wrong school or the school that's not suitable, you can appeal it. EHCPs are a right. They are your right as a parent to have one. At least have the paperwork to fill out if you request one. You cannot be refused, you cannot legally be refused to be sent the paperwork, okay? But when it first comes back, when the information's been gathered, and you've got 16 weeks to do that, the timeframes can change, but at the moment it's 16 weeks as far as I'm aware. When it first comes back as a written EHCP, it will be vague, demand specifics. It's a legally binding document. Once you have the EHCP approved, it's an annual document that gets amended every year. And I've been amending them myself every year alongside the health professionals and the council since starts at the age of 2 for the last 9 years. So I do know quite a lot about EHCPs because I've got 9 years so far experience of amending them every year. Anyway, I hope that's helpful, but in a nutshell, you don't need to have a diagnosis to get one. If you're being blocked at getting one from other health professionals or other people or the school, you can go directly to your council by phone or write to them, and they have to send you the paperwork. If they refuse, appeal it, and then you have 16 weeks to gather evidence. And it's a legally binding document that outlines what your child is struggling with, what their extra needs are in terms of, could be mobility, language, sensory needs, if they might have sensory processing, but you don't need to have a diagnosis to get one. I hope that was helpful. Until next time.